Welcome to MarcusG.TV. I'm Chef Marcus Juliano. I'm a chef on a mission. Today's mission is relationships. Say hello, Jamie.
Hello.
And people ask us all the time. We've been together 24 years. We've been married 15?
16.
16. Oops. People ask us all the time, what is your success? How do you guys have such a successful marriage? And, I guess we have a successful marriage. We're happy.
We are.
We have some longevity behind us here.
We do.
Great kids, great business.
Yes.
And we don't really fight.
No, not anymore.
We disagree, not anymore. You stopped fighting with me. So people ask us all the time, what is your recipe for success? What is, how do you guys do it? You guys should write a relationship book, or you guys should do more in relationships. You guys should enlighten other people's, because you guys have seemed to have gotten it down. Last night at the bar, I was talking to the two girls that were at the end of the bar. You went and said hello to them first, and then after you left, I went and talked to them. And the one didn't know that we were married, and when she found out that we were married, she goes, "Oh my gosh," the one on the left, she goes, "Oh my gosh, how do you guys do it?" She goes, "I'm in the restaurant industry too, but I see all these husband and wife teams getting divorced."
Right.
And even when we first opened, your sister had made a comment that when she had worked in Lake George for the restaurant, she worked at the husband and wife was getting divorced. We know a lot of other restaurateur friends that have gotten divorces.
Well, the restaurant is a tough, demanding business, and if a husband and wife team are working together, you're together 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And one of the things that we always say is that we wouldn't change it for the world.
We wouldn't. I love sitting this is my desk here. Your desk is on the opposite side here. I love coming to work. I love sitting in an office, and I love the fact that we're together all the time. But it also poses a lot of challenges as well, because there's more opportunities for us to argue.
Right, because we don't agree on everything.
And there's
all
more,
the time.
right? So there's more time to disagree and agree, and all that kind of things. And believe me, this is a total compromise. We compromise constantly. Not only do we compromise here in our professional work, but professional lives, but we compromise on our personal lives too, because we're not all meant to agree. A lot of our values...
Wow, I've been saying that to you for years. You finally admit it.
A lot of our values, however, are the same.
Right.
We're vegetarians. We don't believe in medicine. We don't, so we have a lot of the same values that makes it much easier for us to get along. It's not like you have to cook a steak for me and you're eating just veggies. So we've gotten a lot of that stuff down, but we didn't start off that way.
No.
We've kind of evolved. Our values have evolved. We've grown together.
Well, we've been together for a very long time.
Very long time.
So we weren't set in our ways when we were 15 and 17.
Right.
We have been able to grow together and kind of set our life together, where a lot of couples don't necessarily have that. If they get married when they're older, they're already set in their ways.
They're already set in their ways.
So they have to find somebody who agrees with them in all aspects.
Exactly. For me to start dating somebody now, it would be pretty tough. It would be extremely tough.
Well, it would limit your dating.
It would limit my long-term relationship candidates.
Right.
It really would.
A
date here and there is nothing, but to really to cohabitate with somebody at this point in the game, your shoes would be extremely hard to fill. Extremely hard to fill.
I think my shoes are hard to fill.
Of course they are.
All the time.
So, people say, what's the number one thing success of your relationship? We get that question asked all the time. What do you think it is, Jamie?
I would probably definitely say that we're not jealous people. And that has taken quite a while, I think, to get to that point of non-jealousy.
Non-jealousy.
I'm sure there were times in both of our lives when we were extremely jealous and didn't behave in a way that we loved each other, but we were more jealous of whatever was going on in our relationship rather than being in love.
Right. Right. So, Gary Null, I reference Gary Null a lot. I listen to him a lot. I think he's just brilliant, has a brilliant mind. He was saying one of the most detrimental things for your health is jealousy. The emotion of jealousy. It's very detrimental. It's not a healthy thing to be jealous. So that kind of fits in of, us wanting to be healthy, having a great relationship, and not being
jealous.
Jealous. Now, don't. To say we're not 100% jealous is probably
100% not jealous.
Not jealous is wrong. So there is jealousy from time to time, but from ordinary daily activities, there's no reason to be jealous. Now we're in the restaurant industry,
right?
So
we're around people all the time, men, women.
So one of the biggest downfalls of waitresses when they come working for us is their boyfriends.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's when the boyfriend sits in the parking lot.
And waits for them.
And waits for them, or comes to the bar and sits and waits.
Because they don't trust them.
They don't trust their girlfriend. And a lot of waitresses have had, not a lot, but several waitresses over the years have had to quit because their boyfriend can't handle them working at a restaurant because they're talking to guys.
Right. Or we've had people come in before, friends of ours, who say, oh, I wish I could work in the restaurant business. My husband or boyfriend would not let me.
Would not let me do that. And we're like, not let you do that?
Right. We don't understand
There's too many guys that would be talking to me. Really? Guys are not allowed to talk to you? The first thing that Jamie and I have in our relationship was we're in love. But love doesn't mean that you own somebody.
No.
I would never tell you you couldn't go do that. And as soon as people start saying that, I'm like, wow, their relationship is in so much trouble. They won't let you work at a bar or a restaurant because there's guys, and guys are going to talk to you or hit on you. Guys hit on you all the time.
Yes.
All the time.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious. I'm like, I hope they're going to tip you more, right? but like most guys can't handle a guy hitting on their girlfriend or their wife.
No, and I've actually had guests say things before, like, or maybe not say things, but you can feel when the wife is uncomfortable, you know, when there's a beautiful waitress in front of them, you know, trying to take their order, or just trying to be fun and silly, or trying to,
right.
You know, obviously in relationships, whether it's just a friend relationship or a work relationship, you know, touching is a big part of human
interaction,
behavior,
right.
interaction. So I find many times that I will touch, you know, a guest back just to have more of a connection with them.
Right.
And I'm sure that a lot of women don't appreciate that.
And
I touch women's backs too. It's not only men's. It's just, you know, it's just to form a connection with them.
Right. If I got jealous for every guy that was hitting on you, looking at you, talking to his buddy about you, I'd be a disaster. I'd be a mess. I'd be a total mess, and I'd be making your life miserable.
Right.
Because I would be mad at you for some guy hitting on you.
Right.
And it's not your fault that some guy's hitting on you.
Well, no, it's not my fault at all. I mean, obviously, you know, men and women both
right.
talk about the opposite sex.
Right. Women talk to me.
Right.
I talk to a lot of women here.
I have no problem with that at all.
Yeah, it's like,
I trust you. I think that's where it comes from. The biggest thing is trust.
So let's talk about why we're not jealous, because we do trust each other. But I think the main point of us trusting each other is that we're confident in ourselves.
I definitely believe so.
When you're not a confident person, you're not gonna trust your partner.
Right.
Right. There's an issue. You're not gonna trust your partner, and everything you're gonna question. Read this little story here, Jamie, because we're online here looking at this. AskMen.com has a great little, we're on their website, has a great little scenario here on jealousy. And there was everyone gets jealous. Where's this at?
Down
here.
at the bottom.
Down at the bottom. You know where it is.
So extreme jealousy is an ugly emotion. A doctor friend of mine tells me the story of a woman in her 30s with terminal cancer who had to spend a lot of time in bed. She bought some pretty pajamas so she could look good for her husband, but instead of complimenting her, he flew into a jealous rage and accused her of trying to look attractive for the hospital staff. A psychiatrist told me about a patient who wired up his entire house with microphones so he could tape the supposed sex sessions his wife had while he was at work. They weren't rich, and he spent their life savings doing it. All he recorded was her doing the dishes and gossiping on the phone to girlfriends. So much for that vacation they'd been saving up for it. There's another quite bizarre case of a man who was so jealous he was convinced his wife was being unfaithful during the few minutes he left the bed during the night to use the bathroom.
So here's a woman who has cancer in the hospital. and she wants to just look good for her husband. So she buys.
She buys clothes.
She buys pajamas.
So she feels probably pretty, right?
Right.
She has terminal cancer. She's going to die. So she just wanted to look pretty for her husband. Why wouldn't she want to?
Right. And he goes into a rage about how she wants to look good for the hospital staff. I mean, it's just, it's...
I think she wants to feel good about herself in general. And so she, of course, is trying to make herself feel good for her husband.
Right, but I mean, that's like it's just amazing. I love when you dress up. I love when you look great. I love when you look sexy.
You should want your wife or husband to look good all the time.
I want you to look great. I want you to look sexy all the time. Because that for me is, you know, obviously it's a turn on for me. But, you know, it's like, okay, so you are pretty. You are a pretty, classy, sexy woman. And who cares if other people think that of you? And who cares if some, you know, you're bartending here, you're at the bar, some guy, even if we're outside of the restaurant, I think it's a compliment.
Well, of course you take it as a compliment.
I take it as a compliment. Okay, my wife is pretty.
And I do too. I would take it as a compliment as well.
You know, okay, that's great. I mean, when guys say, "Oh, wow, that your wife is pretty," or this or that, okay, thank you very much. That's a great compliment.
I agree. Isn't she pretty?
So.
You say.
Right, I agree. I say, Grace, thank you. She is pretty, you know. I did good. I did very good. But, you know, it's other people just they're in this jealous rage all the time, and they're always making they're making themselves sick. They're making their spouse or their girlfriend or husband sick.
Well, crazy.
Crazy. They're making them crazy.
They feel like nothing they can do is ever good enough.
Right.
Or, you know, acceptable enough for their partner.
Exactly. So that's, you know, I think that's the biggest, one of our biggest. I mean, we have a lot.
We're successful at our relationship because of that.
Because of that, absolutely.
I think that's definitely one of the things. I don't care who you talk to. You don't care who I talk to. You know.
So the bottom line is, if you were going to leave me, you would have left. You would have left me.
Absolutely.
No matter if I was jealous, you know. But being jealous, you're pushing that person away because you're constantly reinforcing the fact that, okay, I shouldn't be talking to this person, you know, whatever, I shouldn't be doing this. But you keep reinforcing the fact of that's unacceptable.
Right.
So it's like what you focus on is what you get.
Absolutely.
So, it's just, I mean, it's amazing. The best is just when these waitresses can't. Their boyfriends or whatever just have to be waiting for them at the restaurant outside.
Well, they're jealous and they don't trust, and so the biggest thing is trust.
Right, and it's not like they have to be here. It's like they want to drop them off to work. They want to know everything that's going on.
Of course.
And it's just like, just let them breathe. Just let them breathe. So, I don't know if we'll do more relationship things.
Maybe.
We have a lot of stuff to say on relationships.
We do.
We have a lot of stuff to say. I'm not sure if we're going to say it, what we have to say. That's not really our topic, relationships. But I think it was just an interesting thing because people constantly always ask us, how do you guys do it? How do you guys do it? And it goes way beyond not being jealous. There's a lot of other things in our relationship that we do, that we focus on. You know, we've learned how to properly fight. Right?
We have.
We've learned how to
It's taken a long time.
It's a long time. But so, Chef Marcus Giuliano.
And Jamie.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in to us. If you like this, please hit like, subscribe to our channel, and definitely pass it on.